Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Intan and I am from class 4B1. And today I would like to talk about the comparison and contrast between painting and drawing. The reason why I picked these two activities or concepts specifically is because people tend to misunderstand that they are the same, if not something similar. With that being said, let's get on to the list of things. Now, there are five main differences between painting and drawing. First of all, of course, being the definition, the second being its focus, and the third and the fourth is the media and tools used for each activities, and the last but not least is the duration of making each of the artworks resulted from these activities. So let's get on to our first point, which is the definition. Here you can see already that the definition of each activities respectively are different. Drawing is defined as the art of representing an object or outlining a figure, plan, or sketch by means of lines, while painting is the practice of applying color to a solid surface such as a paper or a canvas. And with this definition, we can immediately went to our second point, which is the focus. From the definition given before, we can already tell the focus of each activity respectively. As we can already tell, drawing focuses on lines and shapes, while painting focuses more on colors and forms. You can see this from the fact that classic paintings that have been known throughout history, created by a lot of famous artists, focus more on the colors that are being used or the forms that they are trying to project in their artworks. For example, artworks created by famous painters such as Pablo Picasso or Salvador Dali. While drawings, you can tell it focuses more on the shapes and lines. We can see this from drawings of portraits or like objects. For example, people draw scenery of mountains or the famous bowl of fruit that focuses on the lines and the shapes of the objects that are existing on the picture. The third differences is the media. And here are the media of each activities used respectively. Painting can be done on any solid surface, but it is commonly done on a canvas or a specific type of paper. For example, watercolor paintings can be made on a watercolor paper. And painting nowadays can also be done and found on daily objects such as phone cases, pottery, and walls. You can see this from people commissioning for custom painted phone cases, people making art on pottery, or a specific art exhibit that features walls getting painted by various painters. And drawings are done almost always on paper, any type of paper. But of course, it is most commonly done on a drawing book or a sketchbook paper. And next is the tools that are being used on each activities respectively. Painting requires mainly three things. It requires inks, brushes, and palettes, while drawings has a lot more option. Drawings can be made using pencils, pens, markers, chalks, crayons, or something alike. But the similarity between inks and markers is that the fact that they have various types. For example, inks has watercolors, acrylics, and oil colors, while markers has brush pens, alcohol markers, and water markers. And the last but not least, which is the duration of making a painting or a drawing. And here is how long it may took to create each respectively. Painting takes a long time. It takes days to months. And this is why a lot of famous painters made only a handful number of paintings in their life because it takes a very long time to make and it takes an even longer time for them to brainstorm to research the idea of what kind of object and emotion they wanted to portray inside of their artwork. While drawing takes shorter time compared to painting, And the reason why drawing can take shorter time compared to painting is that drawings can be made with very simple objects. For example, a drawing can have very simple objects on as an artwork. For example, you can draw a stick man or you can draw a simple flower. And this is why drawings takes a lot more shorter time to be created compared to a painting. It can be done within minutes, hours to days. We can see this from the fact that a lot of people in the internet try to do a challenge where they try to make drawings of various things within only, for example, 5 minutes or 7 minutes or 10 minutes, while painting cannot be done so easily. A lot of paintings, if you see from documentaries of a lot of famous painters, took them months to finish or even fastest as days. It cannot be done only in hours or weeks because it is a very tough process. And and with that being said, we are done. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the explanation and I hope you learned something from this. I am Intan. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.